hate making these videos. They're not content. I fucking hate apologizing. Look, there was nothing I can do. I had no time to finish this. Okay, I started making a video yesterday morning. Okay, and then due to circumstances, I couldn't edit and I could not film. I could not finish my bit. And by the time it was nighttime, I had already decided I don't want to film in the dark because the quality would be horrible. And then I wake up this morning, and it is Christmas morning, and I do not get a day off because of the way that, because of the way that shit works in this household. Whenever there is a holiday, there is much more shit going on. Now, I'm pretty sure this is universal to everybody, so I'm pretty sure that you'll understand. But, yes, there was a whole lot of shit. Because I am not the top dog in this house, you see. I am not even a cornerstone of what makes this house function. But I had a whole lot of shit to do that I was forced to do. I was conscripted into doing. And that took me all day, like literally all day. Like, I got a little bit of, stuff done, but honestly, it was not enough to do anything. And by the time that I was free to do whatever I pleased, it was already nighttime. I hate this fucking video. I hate these types of videos. I hate this saga, but and you know what? The reason why this saga exists is because, there has to be something. It will bug me forever if there's a space, that is between 2 days. Like, I hate that, because, you know what, I do look on these videos a whole bunch. Like, I look back. Sometimes I even watch my own videos, just to make sure that the quality's good and, it didn't get fucked up. And some of them I actually like. That's one of the reasons I wear these shades. It's like a degree of separation. And, the guy that you're looking at on the camera is the same guy that's watching it, but without these shades, I don't recognize it as me, and therefore I am comfortable in watching it. But on top of that, like, oh wow, I just noticed that my hair was a lot denser than I thought it was. Oh my god. But anyway, like, and then I feel like because I watch YouTube every day, I feel obligated to put something on it. And that is why I post every day. And you know what? It's going to look really weird because it's going to be on the 26th. Technically, this is on the 26th. It's nighttime, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I hate these videos. I hate making them because it's legit just bitching like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't reach my deadline on time, and it's not even a quality thing. Some of them are like barely 10 seconds long, or I don't know why I'm pointing this way. It's because like on my phone, it's like a little timer showing you how much you've done. But I should really be pointing here. Like they're barely even 5 seconds long. Half of these, some of them barely ever break a minute, and I'm just expressing frustration. And I want to get this all in one take because I don't edit these. I never edit the Sowwy series. But like, I don't like making these because they are ultimately placeholders by nature, like they're legit only there to fill in space so it looks like I have something there. But there is nothing in there. There's nothing in there. And this has been going on since the start. Like, if you go all the way down, third, fourth day of doing this, of deciding on doing this daily stuff, there is a 3-second video, 3-second clip of a B-movie parody comic scrolling by, and I was like, I couldn't think of anything to talk about today, bye. And then, like, 2 days after that, there was some SFM porn I had in my freaking gallery, and I decided to like just trim off the porn parts and just say, yeah, I almost didn't make it today, so yeah, I think I overshared that, but I'm not cutting it out. I'm gonna hope that recognized as a joke in your head, because I legit was just making a confession. And I don't want to make too many of these pauses, but I think they're necessary. I need time to think. But yeah, I guess and even then I've lost. I feel like I have lost, what I started with. I didn't even get to get the formula down before I started to branch out into other shit. Like, I made this so I could just, talk, because in private, I talk to myself a lot, and I was hoping that I could capture, what I'm talking about on screen for people to think about. But, you know, it's it hasn't been that. I feel like on one hand that is what I want to do, but on the other hand, like, that's not entertainment. That's just listening to some dude ramble, and nobody wants to see that. But then again, there could be a niche market that I haven't found yet. But uh, there are a lot of frustrations with this. It's not even going anywhere. It's basically a commitment made for absolutely no reason, no message behind it, or whatever message that's behind it is something that doesn't make sense with context now. And yeah, but and you know what? There are even a whole lot of things that I'm just putting off because there's I haven't had the time. Maybe it's a bit too lengthy, or maybe it takes a whole lot of work and it's boring to edit. Like, for one thing, I'm working on a website, like an actual website on Wix.com, and the point is, like, just to open myself up and the shit in my brain, which I should be doing here. But then, like, there's another one where I'm talking about anime, because at the time of recording it, there was this thing going around where people were plastering anime faces onto real people, and it looked really weird. And I was gonna be like, actually, it's not that weird, or it doesn't have to look that weird. And that's taking forever because it was like an hour long, and I wanted to edit it a whole bunch. Like the early days is what I'm gonna call it, early canon. But then, like, there's a third thing. And then I'm working a whole bunch of shit that involves, like, the drawing things. Like, there's one about Pokemon Go because I was playing it at one point. And then there's one about, what's it called? There's ones about fruits if they were people. And friggin', I think I gave up on that. There's thoughts in my head of starting a podcast with my friends. Like, I've asked them if they're down. They said, yeah, just give me a time. But, yeah, man, they blow my nose. I'm fucking... I've come down with a sickness. And I hope it's not the one that'll kill me. But, ew, I got snot on my finger. And I want to branch out into other things, and I want to budget. Like, there are plans. I have plans of getting a job, just so I could have a budget that I could actually spend on these things to make them better. Cameras, set pieces, other people showing up, and, there's all that, and, and part of me wants to sell out. This is something that I to an extent enjoy doing, but there's no real point to it. I'm not making any money. There's no real point to it. There's just like, hey. And then, like, friggin', I have too much pride. In fact, I feel like just discontinuing this video, but I have the resolve, and I will work through these stutters, and I will put this on the internet for everybody to see, but no one will actually. I've even thinking about, getting those sub bots. Like, I want this to go somewhere, but it's going nowhere fast. And, I feel like at some point someone's gonna stop me if I don't start going somewhere, But, yeah. I, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, there was a Christmas video that I started 2 days ago, actually, on the 24th of December. Didn't get to film at all today. I filmed tonight, but yeah, it's technically the 26th. I'll have it done today. And you know what? I feel like, to some extent, I do owe, like, because, I see a lot of, I see a lot of shit where, sometimes when there's a bigger artist or a bigger creator, whatever they call themselves, I think it's creator, but they will stop posting, or they won't post as much as, like, their community likes to. And there's this one thing that, White Knight fans like to say is like, oh, they don't owe you anything just because you watch them. But I feel like even if there are only like 2 people or 0 people now, because like nobody watches this shit but me, or, but I feel like I do owe whoever watches. Because although I'm gaining nothing, you are giving me dopamine. You are supplying me with serotonin in one way or another if you are to watch these. Nobody ever does, but... And you know what? I feel like it's my obligation, I've decided, to give back to YouTube. Because I've been watching YouTube for years, And I've seen people explode, but that's not really my original goal. It's just that I want to contribute. Because, if you stay in a house long enough, you start sweeping the floor, Like, if you've been anywhere long enough, you begin to contribute, earn your stay. And I know that YouTube is a free place, it's a free market, but I feel like felt wrong to me to, stay on YouTube. A place where people put stuff, specifically, not specifically, but for me to watch and view, and then, not give back. It felt wrong. And shit, this is a rant. This is 12 minutes long. 12:37, 12:38. I'm not trimming this at any point, like, at all. Man. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm just bored. I want to stick to this daily schedule, though. It gives me something to do. I don't want to get into that bi-weekly, tri-weekly, weekly bullshit. Like, that just... Because if you give me a week to do this, I will film the day that I have to. Like, this is a self-maintained schedule. And I feel like to betray that is just proving that you're weak as hell. And I'm not weak as hell. I'm strong. And even if there is literally no point to this, I'm going to keep going. Because it's a commitment that I made, maybe on a whim, but it is a commitment nonetheless. Like walking 5 miles every day, in the first couple weeks that, I was doing this. Like, I felt like I had to at least try, And that was something that had an actual limit. But this has nothing. This is a commitment that I've decided to make, that I will run with as far as I can until I physically cannot. And I will never reach the point where I physically cannot. I see no way, short of getting hit by a bus or some shit, to keep me from doing this. Like, I always try to find something. Like, this doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Alright? This specifically doesn't even matter. It's... it really is for nothing. If only for enjoyment. Because I do make that one funny thing that I just enjoy watching. So, if anything, it's more for me than anyone else. But yeah, fucking hate these videos.